Right. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be. All right. So despite growing up here and having family in the area, I don't recall ever going to the Blue Mesa Reservoir. Somebody asked me, what's the largest lake in Colorado? And I didn't know. So looked it up, and it's in Gunnison. And you can see it, how big it is from out here. Here's Colorado Springs over here on the right where I live over here. Okay. And I've zoomed out pretty far. And you can see it right here, how big the thing is. So something like, let me grab the Blue Mesa thing. Oh, I've closed it. I want to say like 9,000 feet, 9,000, let's see, 9,000 miles. Let me just open it back up. A lot of square footage for camping and fishing. And everything else, boating, wind sailing, hiking, horse riding, anything you could think of. And then they got a couple of places, you know, where you can, trading posts along the way, buy and sell goods. I don't know if they still call them trading posts. I think that is actually what they called it in the documentation. But places where you can get bait, gas, yada, yada, yada. So not too far away, and we're going to be starting at the Gunnison Airport. If you want the direct coordinates, they're in the description. And the airport, KGUC. Bum, 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 bum. Hey, Burger Bowl is here. Tomorrow, school's starting again, so I need to go early today. Alrighty. You have a good evening tonight. Yeah, I'm going to be checking out this campsite, this reservoir, Blue Mesa Reservoir in Colorado. And guess we're going to do a little bit of camping here today. So I'll break out. I've got the campsite utility, so we'll set up a camp and hang out by the lake after we cruise around it. Man, that looks crazy down there. Wouldn't want to get lost in there. He just went fishing one afternoon and we never saw him again.
Kilo Golf Uniform Charlie traffic icon Kilo India November taking off runway 6 departing straight out.
I need to adjust some graphics. Some things aren't looking that good and I'm getting some shimmering. So last night I was doing night flying, so a lot of the settings were turned way down because we didn't need to see anything. We didn't need to see please work tongue. We didn't need to see the grass, the ground, the trees. Objects, we don't really need the objects up today, but we do need the landscape looking as fine as we can get it. And we need the water looking as fine as we can get it. Clouds, maybe not so much today. I don't know if it's set to live or not. There's no ultra for that. Sorry, just high. Okay. Hope you're having a good day today. I hope your weekend has been going good. Okay, I do have Bushtalk Audio open, but Bushtalk Radio, but there really is no points of interest for audio tours around here. My mother loves this area. Okay. Man, I'm getting some unusual shimmering in the textures today. Look over there towards the tower and stuff. Everything on the edge is like shimmering today. Can't say I really know what's causing that. Hopefully that doesn't bother you too much. My goodness. We're all over the place. Yeah, getting a lot. So I screwed up something with the textures. My goodness, she's hard to control today. What is going on? I need to recalibrate. We're all over the place. I did not check ATIS. I did not check the weather. But it's a sports plane, right? Okay. And that's a crap excuse. But I'm going to use it. Okay, so what I mean by that, this is a sport plane. Okay? You don't need anything but a driver's license, really, to fly one of these things. So, you know, a lot of people that get an opportunity to fly these things as a sport license plane, yeah, you know, they're not going to be the ones that are checking ATIS, doing their METARs. Man, and we're already losing power and getting... Not going to be a good day. I hope that doesn't foretell of disaster ahead. Yeah, everything looks horrible. Huh. I thought everything was squared. I don't know. Let me look through everything again. We've got super resolution on, but we do have it set for performance. VC really shouldn't matter. Pose. None of this other stuff should be affecting our graphics in any way. Oh, it just looks crap. Wow. There were no updates, so I really couldn't tell you what's causing it to look so bad. Only thing I could think is, but then gonna throw everything out of whack, is to change this back to quality or to TAA. That's really gonna change our output. But that, our render scaling is up to 7,000. Okay, that's unreasonable. It helped. Go ahead and just pause here for a second anyway and throw the drone camera out. Just have a quick look around Gunnison. It's lovely seeing aircraft in the sky over Colorado. Sometimes it's so empty. Really nice seeing everybody picking up Microsoft Flight Simulator and getting excited about 2020. I saw another gentleman, I'm not going to name names. But, you know, he's got videos on YouTube, and the last 2 videos he's done, he's complained about spaceships in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and now his latest video, he's complaining about the price. Okay. The spaceships. He seemed to be a little bit offended that we had spaceships. They were free. You know, you're in Gunnison, you get the big W on the side of the mountain. I'm not sure what the W stands for, but you think it would be a big G. And you type something in the chat room. Where'd chat go? Sounds fun. Well, actually, I gotta go now since it's already 10 p.m. and I need to get up at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Hi, Captain. Let me give you a salute. Salute. You have a good night. You have a good week. We'll see you soon. There, I've got the chat text where I can actually read it now without squinting, going blind. All right, so this gentleman is complaining about UFOs or spaceships in Microsoft Flight Simulator. And they were free. He was talking about the Dune. The Dune DLC. Again, free. It's free and it's optional. Nobody's forcing it on you. He's like, it's all fantasy. Dude, the ornithopter kicks so much tuchus. It kicks so much tuchus. And yeah, it might be a little bit arcadey. If you really drill down and look into it, you know, they did a great job.
Denver approach icon, Kilo India November November, is type icon 1 miles west of Kilo Golf Uniform Charlie 8,000 feet. Request.
So the folks that created that stuff.
Icon Kilo India November November Denver approach. Squawk 0016.
You know, they put a lot of time with the physics involved with creating something like that.
November November.
That's the first time oh my gosh, air traffic control is going to be a pill today. We don't need to hear them. Let's just turn them off. They were a pill last night. Okay. So there was so much physics involved with trying to get the ornithopter to be realized. Sure, they're dealing with materials that may not even be strong enough today. I think with if they could do a helicopter rotor blade, I think they could do the ornithopter based on what they were showing us. Yeah, sure, it's theoretical, but it wasn't just like, hey, let's throw this thing together and just fake making it fly. There's nothing fake about it in the aerodynamics of it. If you spent time flying with it, it's far out. You really get into flying that thing like a predator. Fly it like a predator. Become a predator. Don't be such a giggly hoo. Come on, man. Like you want to go after something. Okay, I think you'll like it a lot better. Put yourself into a hunter mindset and fly that thing, So again, it's free, it's optional. Why would anybody complain that they've added in that? Somebody suggested the space shuttle. Now there's a spacecraft. Then somebody said, well, that's Kerbal. Well, they've had space shuttles before. It is part of our flight history and our future. So I wouldn't care if they added in, we've got the Dark Star, but they're again pushing it and giving us the space shuttle and, as we move forward, any other experimental type stuff. Okay, the next one, and it's not just it's a lot of folks, especially in the forums. Folks, I'm not going to listen to any more negativity on price. It's not, sure, I'm a big fanboy and I'll admit it, but they've never done us wrong. They're the greatest developers I've ever had the pleasure of dealing with, as far as just being part of the community, all the free stuff they give us, all the updates they give us. If this was EA, we would be, now you've got something to complain about. Right? The Dune DLC, every DLC that we've been given for free, we would have had to pay $40 for. A lot of these updates, chances are they would have turned them into kits. All the world updates, city updates, they would all be kits, $30 a pop. Or, we'll just make them $5 and make it affordable. We'd already be $800 into the simulator. And now we have a really valid reason to cry because 2024 is coming out. And now we got to drop another hefty load. But that brings me to the next point about the negativity. On the prices. And the reason why I'm not I am not going to listen to any griping about prices. One, if you actually were trying to get into the alphas or anything like that, you had to have like an Xbox account, blah, 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 blah. And somewhere along the way, you're gonna get signed up for like Microsoft rewards because you need a Microsoft account. All right, well, if you've been anti-Microsoft this whole time and avoided getting a Microsoft account or whatever, you're missing out on reward points. The Microsoft reward points. Okay, Microsoft reward points, it's one of those things you think, what the hell is this about? They want me to use Bing and they're going to give me some points, and what can I do with them? Well, you can redeem those points for gift cards. Whether you're an Xbox player or a Microsoft Flight Simulator player or you're whatever, however you want to use, you can redeem your points for gift cards. Okay. If you just let them accumulate and use Bing to search, and pardon me, I'm one-handed here trying to get us down to the ground and lower so we can enjoy the terrain. So, if you just use Bing passively, do searches, and if you really want to earn, you can go to your rewards dashboard every day and get an extra 200 plus points a day. It takes 5 minutes. Some of the quizzes are bugged and you just got to click on them. There's 30 points. Click on another one. It's bugged. There's another 30 points. 60 points in 2 seconds. Some days they're just like, hey, we're feeling generous today. How would you like 1,500 points? Click here. Click. Hey, here's 1,500 points. Wow. For each 1,000 points, it's roughly $1. I redeemed a large chunk of my points and got myself a $50 gift card to the Microsoft Store. And picked up my copy of 2024. $50 off. And I don't actively go out and try to earn points every day. I haven't been hustling. Now I want to hustle. And every day I've been kind of trying to remind myself to go over there and take 2 seconds and get some more bonus points. But, mostly it's from using Bing, using Edge or whatever. It'll tell you all the ways you can earn points over there. But since 2020, you should have a Microsoft account. You should be earning reward points. If you've been diehard, like I don't like Microsoft and I've been using Google the whole time, well, you've done yourself in. That's your own fault. If you haven't purchased yet and you are sitting on some points, you can go over there really quickly and just hustle for a while until you're ready to buy 2024 and then purchase it. Give yourself a nice discount. Some folks have already reported they've picked it up for free. They had so many points just sitting there accumulating. They redeemed them all for enough points to get 2024 for free. Now I've already got it. I can save for the next iteration of Microsoft Flight Simulator that they release. Or if there's planes that I want, I can redeem them for gift cards for the Microsoft Store, which adds credits to my store. And then when I go into the Microsoft Flight Simulator Marketplace, I've got credits in there, which I can use on Microsoft Flight Simulator's Marketplace items. So there's no point. There's no point in complaining at all or listening to anybody complain about the price. And some people are like, well, I'm not going to purchase early. I don't do that. I wait for all the bugs to get sorted out first. And that's cool. I'm not knocking you for that at all. I don't pre-purchase. That's ridiculous. And look, I get it. I get it. With other games and franchises I've been that way too. I'm not going to pre-purchase. I'm not going to be your alpha tester. I'm not, blah, blah, blah. But we're talking about Asobo here. And this community and the partners and Microsoft and what they've done since 2020. I am loyal 100%. I have no problem purchasing it early to, help out their marketing reports or whatever to show, hey, people are purchasing. We're in good shape, Whatever. But that's me. But the point is, I'm saying, if you are that type of person, I'm not going to purchase early. I'm not going to be their alpha tester. I'm going to wait for the bugs to get worked out, or I'm in no hurry. I'm enjoying 2020 right now, and I'll get it later. When I upgrade my, to my next computer, I'm going to need a better computer. Which goes back to another video that guy put out recently, saying Microsoft Flight Simulator is too much. It's too powerful. Technology waits for nobody, and we were without a simulator from Microsoft for years. We're not waiting anymore. It'll run on older machines. It'll run fine. You're not going to be able to run it in Ultra. I ran it on a very low to mid-range Dell throughout the whole alpha and for the last 4 years. And through tweaking and not like illegal substances tweaking, the settings. I loved every minute of it. I could apply my ultras right where I wanted. And I was able to run it. I'm sure you're still going to be able to run it just fine. But it's not too much. And then the whole, it's going to be online only and blah, blah, blah. It's not blah, blah, blah. I don't want to listen to it anymore. Anyway, so back to the price thing. There's no excuse. You're going to wait, you've got no excuse. From now that you can't complain about the price. Go get yourself some reward points. And if you're in no hurry, grind away for a little while. If you have an Xbox subscription, whatever that Xbox Game Pass stuff is, and you want to play it that way, use all your points. Use all your points to get gift cards for Microsoft Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass. One gentleman I talked to in the forum, he's like, I've been doing that for years, but he's like, but after time they start changing the points, so you're not earning so much, which they always do. But he's like, that's how I've been paying for my Xbox Game Pass account for years. Because I haven't paid for the Xbox Game Pass for years. I just do my daily points and build up enough to get another monthly gift card and pop it, There you go. So we have to tell all of our friends who are being Nancy's and downers right at the moment, or negative about price or other things. Let's say, come on, friend. We're all acting like we're pilots here, right? We're supposed to be the smart ones. I'm not going to say that I am among the smart ones, because when I went to go purchase it, I was just going to purchase it. I hadn't even thought about the reward points. I'd forgotten about them. And then I'm like, yeah, I look up there and I'm like, I've been accumulating quite a few. And then I was thumbing through the things you can get with your reward points, and I saw the Microsoft Store gift cards. I'm like, oh, ooh, lolly. How much money can I redeem? Yeah, $50. I'm back up to like almost, I didn't spend them all. I just needed $50. That's fine. So I'm back up to like 19,000. So $19. I've almost got $20 worth of points again. Just every day, going over there, and some days I'll actually do stuff I don't want to do just to earn some more. There's some puzzles, or, look at a recipe, do a search for lyrics, take a celebrity quiz. The easiest one is the poll. Just every day there's a daily poll. There's 5 or 10 points. And then they have these supercharged quiz. It's like 3 questions. 3 questions, 3 points. And again, they've been bugged lately. So all the supercharged quizzes, you just click on them. You don't have to answer the questions, and there's 30 points. So if they're going to throw a way for you to get everything that you want for free, instead of being negative, shout out to the rooftop to all your gaming friends that, come on, let's all be smart, and let's all start making sure that we get our reward points. Now, looking into the far future, somebody said, hey, they're going to do this again. They're going to do 2024, and then they're going to do Microsoft Flight Simulator 2028 and tell us the same thing. That the things that we're asking for technologically, even this engine can't do it. And now they're going to have to, or whatever. Just the way businesses work. Well, by the time 2028 comes about, I tell you, my friends, if I haven't gone crazy spending all my points on marketplace stuff, like for the new planes that they've been talking about, the VTOLs, the Jetson, the Joby, and the Archer, which were recently featured in a developer interview with one of their third-party developers. Then I'm going to make sure that the next time they release another version, I'm going to get it for free. And I'm going to try to have so many points that, they've done the standard edition, the deluxe edition, or whatever, the aviators edition, and the collector's edition, with all that extra swag you can get. And I'm going to go for broke. I'm going to dump all the points on, why not? I'm going to get the collector's item and get all the swag, and, So next time I'm going to be more prepared. But I'm going to leverage the heck out of it to get points, brothers and sisters, between now and then. I encourage you to do the same and help people that are feeling down, or, there's a good reason to feel down about a lot of things these days. So, but if they're feeling down or wanting to be negative about things, tell them to relax. Some people, I think they really are. They're doing, they are doing it to be trolling, to be sensationalists, and to get hits. Or they're doing it, which is sad. This is the saddest of all. They're doing it to be nefarious. You know how people are. So they like a different flight simulator. So what? They like the other competitor. So what? But they will go out of their way to try to destroy Microsoft Flight Simulator and just make up the biggest crap about it. It doesn't do this, it doesn't do that. They haven't updated our clouds in 4 years. That person, Lord Almighty. They've even specifically said, we're going to have improved clouds. We couldn't do certain things with the older engine. We're going to have your freaking clouds, man. In 2024, would you relax? But every time you go to the forums, they haven't done anything with cloud for 4 years. Lord. It's not going to do this. It's not going to do that. It's not going to do this. Actually, it is. And it's going to do a lot more than that. These valleys are awesome up ahead. I'm going to turn around here. We pretty much, I think we have reached the end of it, but it's, it's going to be connected by these rivers coming in. But boy, these valleys get so deep. Or the land is rising so high around the river. Other way, I mean, that's some intrepid camping down in there and back in there. So those people are tough to deal with, and they're just causing a lot of problems. They want to do anything they can to cause negative publicity about one of the greatest endeavors in gaming and simulation that's ever been accomplished, ever been attempted. Nobody on this planet is doing anything close to what Microsoft is doing. Oh, you're going to join me. All right. It is Gunnison Lake. I've got the coordinates in the description. Let me pause. And the starting airport is starting airport is KGUC. But that's but I ended up, traveling to the lake from KGUC. I'm at the tail end now over on this side, and it's called Blue Mesa State Reservoir in Gunnison, Colorado. So yeah, I'm at the far side now, and I was getting ready to spin back around and finish the circle on the lake, and then find a place to land and set up a campsite. My coordinates that I pulled would spawn you probably right here on this middle lake. The coordinates in the description. And you can copy paste the coordinates from the main menu into the search bar, and that should put you right there. All right, it's very pretty here. It is so pretty in Gunnison, Colorado. Wow, is that the dam base right there going into the valley? Find out. Come on, get me back into the cockpit, please. Sure is. That's the dam side of it. See that down there? Of course, the power line's going down into that. So again, if you're just tuning in, the longest, this is the longest, biggest lake in Colorado. Um, 25 different campsites. Lots of horse riding, camping, fishing, boating, wind surfing. So Rent-A-Cow is going to join us. Blue Mesa Res, yep. Rent-A-Cow was offering me his knowledge last night. I was doing some practice in the A320 to get some night flying in. Trying to refresh my memory on how to fly those things. And I learned about minimums last night. Where to find your minimums on your chart. And normally I just kind of turn off the autopilot when I'm coming in for an ILS landing. I usually do it about 100 feet off the ground. And that's close to minimums. Usually, based on the charts I've seen so far, they're usually about 200 feet off the ground. Sometimes a little higher. We had a lot of fun last night. A lot of fun conversation last night. Get the nose up. At one of the campsites down there. All these little side streams are really nice too. Probably hunting too in certain seasons. Did not find out how deep it is. And I should be back on the West Coast server, USA West. As I was saying earlier, and if you haven't noticed, when you look at the interior of this aircraft, it doesn't look like a standard aircraft. You might be looking at this thinking, that looks like my car. And that is why this is classified as a sport plane. It does have advanced avionics, and this model has a little bit more performance, but it also has a little bit of, it's got basic autopilot. Can't wait for them to improve the autopilot on this. You know, you got your radios and stuff, but yeah, it's a sports plane. Strobe, nav, taxi, land, water rudder, heat, bilge, landing gear, flaps. That's it. Not a bunch of buttons everywhere. Not a bunch of stuff here. There's your master battery switch and your start. You need a driver's license. I'm sure you got to pass a safety test of some kind, but for the most part, this is one of the aircrafts any civilian, well, with money, I heard like 250,000. I don't know, I haven't checked the prices recently, but in this economy, it's probably much higher now. But yeah, again, you just need a driver's license. You don't have to get your private pilot license. So again, anybody with money, this is a fantastic way to enter flying. If you don't want to hurry and, you know, go through all the cost of getting your other licenses. That looks kind of like, I mean, every place looks cool, but that looks like a good place to camp. That little outcropping right there. And we might even be able to land there. Or come in from the water and get up onto the shore. So there's a lot of places. I haven't really been scoping for landing spots. There's another passage that goes that way. Were you able to get in? I haven't seen you yet. Let me double check that my stuff is on. I see the other players. Multiplayer is on. And it should be set to all. But let me know if you're in or if you're able to see me, and because I haven't seen you pop up yet. But I've been seeing other people in the air today. I want to turn the wind down. A little bit windy today. The live weather. Yeah. Make this pleasant for everybody today and not jostling everyone around. Should have done that first. Nice and smooth. Yeah, pretty windy today. And fall's coming. Probably gonna have to use the winter tent. Haven't had any snow, but boy, it's coming. There's Colton 9917 in an A6 Intruder. We've got Incursion in Colorado space. Might have to switch over to the F-35 and go after him. I think if you're looking for the woodland camping experience, some of the other lakes would be more suited to, you know, if you want the trees and you want really pretty mountains. But if you don't mind this type of terrain, there's Rent-A-Cow. He's in his float version. If you've heard this plane also having a bad rap, like people dying in this plane, one, it's a sport license, and chances are, I do know one person was like a sports person, a basketball player maybe. But the thing about this aircraft is it's so much fun, but if you don't have flight training experience, you haven't been schooled on, you know, what not to do, you know, how to not put yourself in a position where you're going to kill yourself. This plane makes it so easy to fly, and it can turn on a dime, and it can do amazing things, and you will find yourself getting overconfident too fast and pushing it too hard. And that's my belief, is that the folks that have met an untimely demise messing with the Icon is they succumb to what we've all succumbed to flying this thing. There comes a point where you're having too much fun. They also have parachutes that can deploy in an emergency, but AOPA has been writing reports about men in general, the psychology of men. We're too pig-headed sometimes to think that we don't need to. I can save it, I'm not going to crash. And psychologically, men are stupid when it comes to deploying parachutes when they have them available. And I can believe it. I can believe it. If you would like to join me and Rent a Cow flying here, say hello in the chat room. You don't have to join us as a group. The coordinates to spawn right about the middle of the lake are in the description. The nearest airport, ICAO, is in the description, and you won't have any problem finding us here. Too much nose up. Nose up trim. Too much. Bring it back down. If I had the money, I would definitely want to own one of these. It has, it's designed in such a way that it has anti-stall built in. So it doesn't want to stall. And when it finds itself in a stall position, it makes itself fall back into a neutral position. So aerodynamically, you know, they've tried to ensure that it's as safe as possible. But that doesn't account for folly. But, I mean, the Icon tries so hard to save your life and make sure that you don't die. And it's a little marvel of engineering. So he's slowing down to either do a touch and go or a landing. So let me drop my gear. And we're going a little fast, but let me go ahead and drop the flaps and just deploy my water rudder. Only thing you have to worry about with the Icon is sometimes coming out into marshy ground, muddy ground, or too tall of grasses. You can get yourself stuck. Nose up trim again. Pulled out too much. Nose up. Pull up the water rudder. We can do a touch and go. Careful with this thing. If you don't keep the nose up when you do come down, you can bury your nose in the water. So be proactive about that. Easy. Flaps back up. Oops. I lowered the gear. The GPS in here is a touch screen, so programming anywhere, simplicity. That's where I was thinking about camping. Pop of Old Smoky there. Neat looking hills over there. Very neat looking. My mic over here. So Rent-A-Cow has a lot of experience, and it's going to be awful fun. We were talking about this last night. Awful fun when they introduce multiplayer cockpit. And that's going to give young and old folks alike, or old and young folks alike, the opportunity to help train each other. I'm thinking about what Jorg has been talking about lately. Been on my mind a lot about they really want to be able to get people excited about flying and especially train the next generation. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity, like apprentice opportunity, for those that are inclined to hook up with great pilots. You're all amazing pilots. There are so many amazing simulator pilots, real world pilots and simulator pilots in this community. Just the best. The best of the best of the best. So to have an opportunity coming soon to be able to hang out with the best of the best of the best and be a co-pilot is far out. I'm kind of a stony lad from the day, so you're gonna have to be a little patient with me. Not everything comes quickly, but when I get it, I get it. I don't want to put my nose down. Yikes. I can't wait till we can do fishing. I want fishing so bad. In Microsoft Flight, as much as everybody hated on Microsoft Flight, I loved it. This is the plane that got me into flying. And you used to, in Microsoft Flight, you could open the canopy. Couldn't throw out a fishing line. But at least you could open your canopy and imagine. Sometimes I've discovered that some of the pilots, I always think, you know, they're going to be older, and that's not always the case. There are some very, very young people that just have it in their genes. They're just incredible pilots. So there's a, I don't know how old the kid is now. He was 10 years old when he uploaded the video onto YouTube teaching how to do ILS landings. A 10-year-old kid. I was so embarrassed that I couldn't figure it out. I had to go to YouTube to watch a video on ILS landings, and a 10-year-old kid is doing the video. And I just couldn't believe it. So sometimes the people you might fly with, coming soon, they might not, they might not be that old. You thought you saw a visitor center. There are 2 visitor centers around here, with gas and food and a bait shops. So I know they're around here. I think one of the either end of the lake. Did I put the rudder down? I lifted it up. Can't turn on the bilge yet, but the bilge pumps water out of your engine compartment. Yeah, some of those buildings over there might be, but I don't know. But as you see at slow speeds, she's even pretty maneuverable on the water. I have very little power in. But she's darn maneuverable. We go over there. Let's have a look-see, shall we? That truck is flying. I wonder if the physics for water will be more improved. Kind of got that regular just up and down. It almost looks like on a runway where you have a dip in the terrain right here. I wonder if this is going to be a big dip. No, it wasn't so bad. All right. Looks like this will be the spot, maybe. Try to get up without getting stuck. So I can get up to the road. And I can use the road for runway. Oh, so close. Come on, beastie. Come on, beastie. Get up there. We'll do it like a horse. We'll go diagonally. Zigzag. Did it. All right. We can always just drop back to the water to take off, but it's nice. Okay. If you haven't seen the camp out utility, it's lovely. Unfortunately, you have to, this is something that I would encourage Microsoft and Asobo to consider with the camp out utility. Only people that have the camp out utility can see camp out utility stuff, which sucks. They should put it in the base game and allow even people who don't have it to see it. And that would be the biggest inspiration of all for them to get it. Okay. But you get a little icon when you install it for your camping spot. Then it puts a green ring around your plane, and that's the area where you can deploy your camp stuff. Okay. And then all of your objects are here. I've already got a lot of items packaged. This is my Halloween package. It's going to be up on the road. So this is the one I saved last time. It's deploying all my things where I put them. Okay. And let me turn off the plane here for a moment. That growling noise you heard was the chupacabra. And that's the Grim Reaper you're hearing. All right. We're gonna scare the bejesus out of anybody driving by. All right, so there's the chupacabra. Isn't that insane? There's I got all the dogs out. You're gonna see dogs everywhere. There's the Grim Reaper.
When your time has come. Lucky for you, it's not your time yet.
Got some bats. There's our cooler. Windsock. 2 of those 12-foot tall skeletons. Our skull lanterns. That dog is looking at that skeleton like, what?
All it takes is one touch from me.
Our tombstones.
You have escaped.
Pumpkins. And for the creepy effect, I had some green smoke out somewhere. Where did I put my smoke? Let's see if it's still deployed. Smoke. Got so much stuff out. Start to.
I have come to guide one of you into the afterlife. Come.
Boutique flying bat. Lamps. Well, if not, I'll just add some smoke.
I will return for you soon enough.
Okay, smoke canister. I'll put it. Which way is the wind blowing? It's blowing that way. Put it over there by the bear rug. And I'll change the smoke to green.
Want to play a game of tag? If I get you.
This will help you also find your campsite if you're flying around a large area. It looks like we landed on some sort of, I don't know, it looks like they've got stripes. We have almost got a little tiny little airfield right here. Interesting. This little plot of ground, but we got the roads nearby too. Nice. So yeah, it's pretty neat to be able to. Let me pop that stuff off and we'll do a more of a traditional camp. And this is easy to pick up. You just come back in here and click that and it packages everything back up into your plane. So this, standard stuff There's a hammock. See if I can get that closer to Rent-A-Cow's plane. See where that spawns in at over there. There. Closer, closer, closer. I know he can't see it, but we'll set up a... We will set up a hammock there. We'll set up a windsock for us right here. Put it closer to the road. Okay, we need a couple of chairs. Looking out on the lake. So pretty easy to deploy things. And the little handles here turn the chairs in the direction that you want, or turn the object in the direction that you want. But very, very easy. I want some coffee. I don't know about you. I need some coffee, and I'm going to go get some in here in the real world in just a moment. So let me put our little coffee thing there, and a cooler. Some beverages, other cold beverages. And that's good enough for a basic outing. So let's... So how's this? I mean, I can't be there in the real world. I mean, it's probably more than a half day's worth of drive from here to get up to Gunnison. But hey, if we can't be there in real life, hanging out with friends, this is nice. Got our eggs on and our coffee on. There's some stir fry going on in there. Rent-A-Cow, what is your favorite type of dog, or what dog do you like the most? What dog would you have with you? We don't have cats. We don't have any other type of animals other than dogs. And what we have here is we have German Shepherd, Greyhound, Belgian Malinois. I don't even know what that. A Neapolitan Mastiff. Catalina Leopard. Never heard of that. Chocolate Lab. I think the Labs would enjoy it the most because Labs love water. The Golden Retriever Sadie. The Bull Terrier Bruiser. Doberman Roxy. Pitbull Duke. Elon the Husky. Tux the Dalmatian. Cooper. Malinois. He looks like a German Shepherd. Beagle, Buddy, Denali, and Entla Butcher Mountain. Never heard of it. Looks like a little sausage dog. There's a Dachshund. There's Glizzy, and the French Bulldog Hugo, and Nacho, the Chihuahua Terrier. Bit of a tailgate party going. Yep. Got our teepee. Winter fire bucket. Your home teapot bucket. Shovels, winter backpack, vintage chairs. You love the Malinois. They are awesome. All right. So I can't really say I've heard of them. The Belgian Malinois Coda. Let's put that by the hammock. Over here near your plane. Let me move it out of the grass a little bit. And I will plop down food bowls. Got your water bowl. And a food. I know it's silly. We're in a flight simulator. I know it seems silly to role play. But again, these things make it so nice if you're, I get burnt out all the time. And then I want to run off and play another game, and I don't really want to be doing that. I really want to stay in the simulator. So these things make me happy to be able to land and just chill out. Can always do some more flying. All right, so let's go take a look at the pup. Slow my drone down. I would like some quick keys, and I know that there are. I need to get the quick keys set for drone speeds, so I don't have to always open this. Right. Nope, wrong key. Okay. Nice. They did a great job. I mean, I'm impressed. I mean, the level of detail on this and all the other objects that we've got, it's so impressive. The level, again, we're not 2024 yet, but the level of detail you can get for objects that you're creating for the game, for the simulator. Right? So the fidelity's there. They can create things that are high def at this level. Oops. Everything is a whoops. I mean, even the hamburgers, the little Salisbury steaks, and the eggs, everything looks great. I think you can open the cooler. There's a lot of little functions you can do with certain things in the camp out menu. My chair. That was my chair. All right. Please, pardon me a minute. I am out of coffee. I said I wanted to go get some. It'll only take me a minute, and I got a fresh pot all ready. So I'm going to leave you here enjoying the scenery for just a minute. And I'll be right back. Far out. Christine's day off. She wants to do beef. She wants to do a beef stew. I'm asking her to do the beef bourguignon style with the red wine. We've got a bottle of red wine in there that needs to get used. Ah, yeah. So you're in a beaver, the beaver plane. I really like the beaver a lot. The interior, if it's the one I'm thinking of, which it probably is, The de Havilland Beaver, I love the interior. It's so Art Deco. I almost wish they didn't make it look old, like, what's the way? I wish they would have made it look new. Because you are dealing with an older plane, and they do make it look like it's had some wear and tear on it. But the interior, the design of the interior, the yoke, everything about the de Havilland Beaver is just tops. I love the way that the instruments are up on the dash. The controls, the way the controls all work up on the dash. Takes a little bit to think about, but I think it's rather intuitive. I think you could pick it up really, really easy, and it's a fantastic float plane, as you see. Other than the DCs, it has, and Renicow says it has the power for high altitudes like this. I would imagine this is something that you imagine that they would use a lot up north too, northern territories. So other than the DCs, the DC planes, which I know you're fond of, what are, or anybody else who might be out there, what are some of your other favorite planes? If you're not flying the DC, you know, what do you like doing? And you see what I like doing roughly on a weekly basis, what kind of activities that I like doing. You know, what are your top 3 activities? What do you do the most? Do you concentrate on practicing the most? Do you just kind of sightsee the most? Training, you know, practicing and training. Looks like this is the Lola boat ramp. I don't know what that means. You're watching sports today and doing a little bit of real life tailgating or imaginary tailgating like we're doing kind of right now. I'm a Broncos fan. I haven't watched football, basically. I've been invited to a few games and I've gone. But when John Elway won the Super Bowl the first time and the second time, and then he retired, I retired. I was a Bronco fan prior to Elway coming on, the old school. And then when Elway came on, that was like basically my whole life with John Elway, following John Elway and the Broncos and waiting for 30 years as a fan for them to win. And I'm not super big into sports anyway, but if a Bronco game was on, I'm watching it. I'm even wearing my Bronco sweatshirt right now. Sunday, you know? But I basically haven't followed them at all since Elway retired. But anybody still, if they say, well, you know, who's your favorite team? I'm a Bronco fan. Can't tell you who they're playing. I know they beat the Raiders recently. There's a schizophrenic team. Just called the Lola boat ramp on Google. Lola boat ramp. Okay, let me pull it up. Ooh. Makes me think of that song, Lola by the Kinks. Lola boat ramp. And doing this, I'm probably earning some reward points, which brings me back to reward points. Some people are like, I use, and I'm not making funny, forgive me, I guess I was with that tone of voice. Some people are like, I don't use Bing, I don't use Microsoft Edge, I use Google. Well, you're not gaining your reward points then. I've already got 19,876 points built up. They even get it so your streak protection stays on, so you are. But you see, like daily poll. Look, 10 points. 10 points right there. In taking the train, is taking the train a common occurrence for you? Never. I've really never taken a train. Not common for me. There's 10 points. You can earn like 200 points or more a day. Okay, so Lola boat ride. Lola boat ramp. Funny is the 2020's best boat ramp failures collection. Boat launch fails. Thank goodness we never had a boat ramp failure. I thought we were going to a couple of times as a kid. But nope, Dad was an amazing dude. My dad was definitely one of those guys in the 70s that seemed like they were cut from a completely different cloth than all. I mean, men were just kind of like, they could do anything back in the 70s. Drink a Coors and let's go out and fly a plane. Let's operate some heavy machinery. Let's just do this, do that. Just go do it. Oh, we could have used the boat launch. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was thinking initially camping over on that little hill in the middle of water. And I've said this before, it's really lovely seeing planes in the air in Colorado. It's been kind of like a ghost town lately, but last couple of days, there have been lots of people flying around Colorado. I've seen honey badger the last 3 days. He's becoming a regular fixture for me here. So I have family here, but I've never been here as far as I can recall, not to the reservoir anyway. But I know for a fact that we've got family here. I've been here as a kid mostly. And so I remember coming to Gunnison. I know that, but I don't ever remember any camping or fishing up here. And I did not know that this was the largest lake in Colorado. It's very nice. "2020 has been great. It's kind of a slow goodbye now. We have, I don't know, 5 weeks? So it's nice to be able to, we're going to move to 2024. But this has been home for the last several years, this version, and it's been wonderful. It's been absolutely wonderful. I've loved everything about 2024. They pioneered brand new territory. They have a lot of firsts in this. They're going to have a lot of firsts in 2024. But it's been a good 4 or 5 years. I was in the Alpha for a year, so I say 5 years. But it's been a great 5 years. Time flies so fast. So if you're a football fan at all, which I don't know, if you are, or like me, you're kind of retired. What is your favorite football team? Where are you from? Everybody knows now that I'm from Colorado. But where are you from, and what was your favorite team? What is your favorite team football-wise? It looks like it's just like a little pad over there. Yeah, there is. There's just like a pad. It could be a camping spot, but somebody went to the effort to put down a pad. This reminds me of Rohan in The Lord of the Rings. All the little rolling hills. This would be a great place for you and your 400 horse riding Rohirrim to trudge around in. Wouldn't this be ideal? Hunting down Sauron and his Uruk-hai. That looks like a boat ramp over there, kind of. It looks like a camping spot anyway. Oh, he's vanished. We lost Rent-A-Cow. Oh, I see. There is like a boat ramp on that side. I think. Is that what that is? Yeah, it does. There is. I did not see it. Now I know what he's talking about. Ah, good enough. Nice smooth way up onto the shore. You've got to figure something out with your GPU. Your fans are acting up. I get it. I understand. Microsoft Flight Simulator will cook your computer. So the last system that I had, I could easily control the fans. An AMD, I don't know why NVIDIA, how they don't have auto or manual fan controlling. AMD is amazing. That was the first AMD machine that I've ever owned, and it was a mid-range Dell, like I said. And I was so impressed. The AMD Adrenalin software that comes with it, you can go in there and you can fine-tune all the fans. But what I learned super fast is that if you don't have your fans set to full or aggressive with Microsoft Flight Simulator, you will cook your computer. Just turn it on with the fans at low and watch your temperature just skyrocket. So you've got to be, whether it's in the BIOS or in AMD software, there's no way in Windows that I know of to manually mess with your fans. With this build, it's in the BIOS. Don't like it, but it is what it is. So I've had to go in there and make sure that they're all set to aggressive, or, just open all the time, full speed. This is predominantly what I use the machine for. So it really would be nice to be able to, control them from here. But if you have an AMD system, make sure that you go in there under the, I think it's performance areas or metrics or whatever. But find your fan controls. You've got to drill down and click on, manual fan control. And then you can go into each fan and adjust it when you want it to kick in or what temperature you want it to kick in. I'm going to keep saying it until they do it. I'm not going to be happy now until we can go fishing. Microsoft, I think don't they own don't they produce a world-class fishing game or trophy hunting fishing games? I know that Microsoft owns all the golf games, owns Microsoft Golf. And I think they have a fishing game. So Jorg was able to contact his buddies at Zoo Tycoon and Zoo Planet that he used to work with and get all the animal assets. Why can't Jorg contact he is Microsoft basically. Why can't he just contact the guy standing right next to him at Microsoft and say, where's all the fishing stuff for simulator? Look, they've got a camp out utility now with animals and everything. Coffee, bacon. And we don't have any fishing poles. I was talking to Rent-A-Cow last night about training Unicom. So on all the charts that you look at for airports, you're going to end up seeing these frequencies listed under Unicom, Unicom, Unicom. Now, Unicom is a service for pilots, as I understand. I've never used it. This is just what I've learned. So, as a pilot, one of your perks is Unicom. And so after you land, if you need support, let's say getting a car, getting to a hotel, getting anywhere, making a reservation to go see a show, whatever you need help with, Unicom is there to help you facilitate things that you need to do while you're there at any particular place. So it would be neat to introduce some of these things as Unicom ideas, right? Like Microsoft Arcade. Microsoft Arcade is a great example, okay? You contact Unicom and you want to go into the airport and you want to hang out, get a Slurpee and enjoy some arcade games for a little bit. Take a break. So now they're going to have interiors of airports and you're going to be able to see people walking around inside. With you being able to walk around, you're probably going to be able to walk around inside. Every airport should have a Microsoft Arcade. Or you use Unicom and it spawns one at that airport. and go hang out and play any old Microsoft game that you want. And want to play around with golf? All right, contact Unicom and pull up all the golf courses in the area and schedule 9 or 18. Whether you want to play by yourself or play with a group of your friends. I would love to be able to, not only do something like this and chill out for a little bit with my friends, but yeah, come on, let's group up and let's go do 9 holes. We'll play all the great golf courses. And then I want. It's all about what I want. It would be great to have a personalized hangar like in Star Citizen or other MMOs where you have a personal space. And that's for collecting things and buying things and displaying things and showing things off. So if I played golf at like Pebble Beach, man, I want a Pebble Beach t-shirt. I want something to remember it. And I want to put it in my hangar. Now we're going to have a camera and photographs. Well, I want to take photographs. Sure, I want to share them on social media with all my friends and say, look at what a fun time I'm having in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I want to be able to hang them up in my hangar. I want a hangar with lots of wall space so I can hang up the photographs that I've taken. I want to catch a prize fish somewhere in the world and have it mounted and stuff to put up on the wall inside the hangar. So all these other things that they could do in Microsoft Flight Simulator FSX, you could, there's Rent-A-Cowboy over there, you could, everywhere you went on a mission, not every time, but you would do missions and they would give you things. You get a t-shirt, you get a sticker, you get a coffee mug. They would award, you would get collector's items for places that you went. That kind of thing. Bring that back. People love stuff. And that's just our nature. We love stuff. We love getting stuff. We love accumulating stuff. George Carlin, my stuff is stuff. Your stuff is shit. If it isn't my stuff, it's shit. That whole skit that he used to do, hilarious. Have you ever noticed that if it's your stuff, it's stuff, but if it's other people's stuff, it's shit? That's a lot of the reason your fans acting up is a lot of the reason why I have been tweaking settings to try to find the settings between, where I like graphically and what I want to be streaming and how much, because the alpha weekend really put a strain on my machine. I was at 90%, 98% GPU the entire weekend, and this room got really hot. You want to follow you to a new spot? You better believe it. Let me get the camping gear picked up and I'll be on my way up and away. All I got to do is just, all I got to do is really just one button, but I'll just put this stuff away. So just go to the objects and then delete. Delete. They're all 8 objects. Cool. Yes. Great. Easy. Never did tell me what your favorite football team is. And if you're just tuning in and sitting there watching, hey, first of all, say hi. Please, 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 whenever you come into one of my live streams, if you need a follower or more subscribers and you need one, just say hi. Anybody who comes into my chat room or live stream and says hello or anything, I can easily click the three buttons next to your name, and I can go to your channel and easily subscribe. If you subscribe to me, it could take a while for that to show up, and then it's kind of tough to just get to your site and subscribe. It makes it so much easier if you just say hi. So please don't be a stranger. I'm just like you. I'm just another noob in the flight sim community. If you want to subscribe, that'd be great. I'd really appreciate it. Every little bit helps, and it makes my wife Christine really, really happy. That's the best reason. Is please make my wife happy with what I'm doing here. If some of you might understand that. So every like and subscribe really helps a lot. Every penny helps a lot, and it keeps Christine happy. When I can go in there and tell her, I got another subscriber today. Oh, that's good, honey. Build up a little speed here. Try to catch up to Rent-A-Cow. Oh yeah, so over the alpha weekend, trying not to kill this computer too early. So while I would love to do every stream in 4K, I don't want to blow this machine up before 2024. So I'll be doing a lot more 4K streams when that happens. If not, I'm probably going to keep shooting around for like the 1440. Like right now, I had to switch it over back to TLAA. We were getting all those weird artifacts when I started. And just doing it now, I'm at 94% CPU, 94% GPU. CPU usage is really low, 25%. And that's with streaming. Because I set it to that, I did not check, and this is a big mistake of mine. I didn't check OBS to make sure that we're streaming okay, and that I haven't been causing you massive glitches by streaming at this resolution. Let me go to OBS real quick and check my stats. And hopefully I haven't been redlining this whole time. Can't tell if that was last night. I have to let it sit here. 740 frames. That could have been last night. If you're just tuning in, we are flying around the largest lake in Colorado. This is the Blue Mesa Reservoir in Gunnison, Colorado. If you'd like to join us, the coordinates to spawn not too far from where we're at are the first thing you're going to see in the description for this live stream. And the nearest airport, ICAO, is right underneath that for Gunnison. And we're going to be heading we're now heading to the very, very west side of Blue Mesa. Real live weather is a little bit windy, so I've got it on just calm. I don't want to be bouncing around and making everybody feel nauseous today. Redneck showed me the new microphone that he was interested in picking up last night, a new condenser mic. And hopefully we'll be able to do some live streaming where Rent-A-Cow is going to be the captain. We're going over to his channel and joining him for some live streams. If you're doing anything later, any live streams of your own later today, let me know in the chat room. Let everybody know. I don't mind if you come in and promote what you're doing. Terrain is just freaking gorgeous, man. Our digital twin kicks so much ass. So they are, Microsoft really is. I mean, the digital twin. Right now, we're really the only, as far as I know, we're the only ones that are using this thing. But if I was Microsoft at a time when EA is, you know, they're doing all right. They're hanging in there with the Sims, but they really made a mess of things and they've really lost a lot of people. And so now there's a lot of competitors out there trying to like create the perfect Sim world. And Microsoft already has. They're creating this digital twin. And if you're a simmer, I would encourage you to start making noise with Microsoft to use the digital twin for a Microsoft sim. There's been a lot of talk about third-party add-ons like Train Simulator. So that'd be a trip. Being able to switch from a plane to a train. In a weird way, this is definitely one of those 420 thoughts like last night. Rent-A-Cow and I were having a discussion last night about NPCs in our digital twin in the future. And it kind of started out as like a laugh, but it's no joke when you really think about where we're headed technologically. The idea that Microsoft could eventually fill the digital twin with NPCs that are all chat-based. They could give you adventures, mark things on your map, remember you, help you find things, treasure hunts, have a great conversation, tell you about local things like, hey, tell me about the local fishing and hunting and activities you can do around here. So the ability to do something like that, that's already here. It smells like Christine's already started her beef stew in there. Soap Creek. I'm going to go do a circle over here. Somebody's name out there, Dogmatic. That's from the Asterix comics. Dogmatic. I think. Dogmatics. Let's not crash into a tree, Ken. Don't crash, my boy. Don't crash, my boy. Again, be very careful with your nose with the icon. You let the yoke go, her nose can bury, and it's not fun. All right, let's turn on our water rudder. And I'll go ahead and lower the landing gear and get up on the shore. So the potential for the future is there. Anything you can dream of now. We're at that age technologically, compute wise now, where you used to say in the past, it's just impossible what you're talking about. There's no way to do these things. And that's not the case anymore. Now it's just the opposite. Now it's like we can do anything. Just a matter of, the money and will it work? And I think with what we've got going here, it could work. Right. Should take a photograph. In the camp out pack, you can actually add other planes to make it look like you have friends. Yeah, this is a lovely spot. I like it. Chances are, who knows, but I would imagine that most people that are just tourists, they, as soon as they come from Gunnison, they get out to the other parts of the lake, that would be the most popular parts. As we move back over here, who knows, maybe less people. And it keeps going into these valleys, and then there's the dam at some point back there as it goes into the deep valley. Got to be careful with tight turns low to the ground at this high altitude. You can write a check your airplane can't cash real fast if you aren't thinking ahead. Yeah, that last turn that I just took, that was right there on the edge of death. So you're absolutely right. Mountain flying too, in general, at these altitudes, it can be very dangerous flying around these mountains, especially low to the mountains, because one side of the mountain you might have great lift, the next side nothing, no air, and your plane just falls. You just fall right out of the sky. So I recommend, if you're a new pilot, that you do it. Challenge yourself and fly around mountains, in and around mountains, just to experience the absolute danger that it is. So I have died countless times up here at these altitudes. But again, it's good for training. You learn. So yeah, on that last one, that last turn coming in for a landing, I pulled it really hard and just rode the line between stalling. Thank goodness the Icon, again, is such a well-designed aircraft engineering-wise. Even when you're at a stall, she doesn't like to stall. She tries to avoid stalling. So I don't know what map you're using, but you pointed out that this place is called Soap Creek. Can you imagine how much server power on the Microsoft side that it takes to run the digital twin? The amount of information that they're holding on their side to create that thing? It kind of boggles the mind, because we're sitting here on a lake and everything's just freaking perfect. And I think to myself, every part of the world is this realized. This is the modified. Yeah, you're not going to get that kind of performance out of the standard Icon. I think this is the one with a little bit more horsepower. I would like more horsepower for this. Another variant. Because she still doesn't seem as zippy in these tighter, higher altitude situations. She really is kind of riding stalls all the time. And then the spinning on a dime. She doesn't turn exactly on a dime. She can turn really fast. And then even the throttle responses, being able to be a throttle jockey, moving your throttle around to do fast maneuvering, throwing your tail around, spinning it around, throwing the throttle again. Just needs to be a little bit more responsive. But fantastic. All right, it's 4:00, so I'm going to do about 20 more minutes and finish this up around the 4:20 mark. And I think that'll be it for my Sunday. I don't know if I'm going to be doing anything this evening or not yet. Still haven't quite figured out what Christine wants to do tonight. She might still just be heavily into The Sims tonight, which I'm really thinking she's going to do. They've got a new pack coming out in October, Life and Death or something like that. It looks pretty interesting if you're into The Sims. So chances are I'll be back this evening to see what you're up to, or to maybe do some more night flying. Maybe we'll pick up a different aircraft tonight. Maybe we'll just try something different. Try to fly something maybe we've never flown before. And I really don't ever fly the other airliners. I've only been just concentrating on the Airbus 320. I have flown the other ones, but just 1 or 2 flights to just say that I have, but well, let me put out my Halloween camp set since we're here and I've already got it packaged.
The only difference between my pet and your pet is mine have 3-inch teeth and they weigh 400 pounds.
There's the Grim Reaper running around, exploring the area.
Want to play a game of tag? If I catch you, you have to give up your soul. You're faster than you look. But don't worry, I'll get that soul one way or another.
I don't really do Halloween anymore. I'm getting old. I'm turning into a curmudgeon. Oh, cool. Set up all the... where it deployed everybody. All the dogs at least have a little bit of shade hanging out here near the trees.
You think that you can sneak past the Reaper? I always know when your time has come.
There's my tent. It's on a bear rug. It looks like the bear is sleeping in the tent. But you gotta have a nice bear rug. It even says in the description, it's a synthetic bear rug. They don't want you to think that a real bear died. It was nice of them. PDX Cobra is flying by at 10,400 feet. Yeah, look at the detail on these skeletons. Perfect transparency. Their eyeballs will sometimes shift to display 42. And I don't know if that's an homage to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. But watch, if we watch his eyes here a minute. There, oh, right when it's switching, I move.
Don't worry, I will return for you.
Who keeps pinging my phone? Somebody, it's probably the president again. The president is always ringing my phone. Right now, just the political ads are insane. That is the crappiest part about political season, man. Just the never-ending onslaught of ads.
You're faster than you look. But don't worry, I'll get that soul one way.
Did his eyes switch to 42? Let's see here. That's cool, though. I mean, even the little animations. It's neat. I'm amazed. There it goes. 42. I was watching videos the other day on calculating air pressures and air densities. And I think I want to, this year I want to pick up an actual E6B, the whiz wheel, to learn how to do whiz wheel calculations. And I also want to start looking at performance charts for exactly what you were talking about. Concentrate more this year on some of the finer points in flying: air pressures and temperatures, humidity, heat. Oh, that is one neat thing about the Flight Simulator 2024. The light sources in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 all have heat values attached to them. all the light sources in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, like the sun, have heat values. So, yeah. How they work that out, I don't know. But again, for humidity and heat and temperature and all that stuff, it's all going to be simulated much better. So thinking about things like height, heat, humidity, and how that all comes together. Gonna be a great year. All right, one more cigarette for the road. If you have any suggestions on if you're going to be around tonight or you're not doing anything this evening, and you have any suggestions of what you would be doing tonight, then I'm all ears. What did I do with my lighter? Other options I have are I've got to check out the new Manor Lord. I haven't checked out Manor Lord since they've added the Unreal 5 update. I have Star Wars Squadrons. Let me open my Steam. There's a survival game that I need to finish too that I kind of lost track of. There's Bannerlord. Well, I've kind of stopped Bannerlord. If I can keep going, but it just gets a little boring after a while. But Bannerlord is still amazing. Truly, truly an amazing game. This game here that I keep putting down and not finishing. The Long Dark? What is it called? The Long Dark. And you are in a plane crash. Something's going haywire with the world. Like the world's electromagnetism is... Something's gone haywire with the world. And we're going to like plunge into an ice age or something. And you're this guy here and you're a pilot. And you crash. And you're with your female companion and you get split up. So it's your quest to try to reconnect with her and survive, not freeze to death, starve to death, and try to find her as well as helping people out along the way. And, you know, there's criminals out there and it's pretty interesting stories. It's a pretty neat game. So that one I need to finish up. Here's Manor Lords. And again, I haven't played it since they've done the update for Unreal Engine 5. I heard it looks fantastic. I was playing this for a while. Medieval Dynasty. Very fun. Very neat. Very... All these games are fantastic anymore. So damn good. They discontinued working on this game, but that was a lot of fun for a while. Medieval Engineers. Here's Bannerlord. This is the one I was talking about. Combat in this is far out. The horse riding is far out. Controlling large amounts of troops, far out. Taking over the whole world, far out. Big fan of the Civilization games. Civ 7 is going to be coming out later this year or going into next year. Civ 7 looks pretty incredible. I'll pick it up because it's a Civ game. Same kind of thing. I support the Civilization franchise, and I'm sure it'll be fun. Always interesting. This game was fantastic, and I really wished Ubisoft would have kept making stuff for this, or Paramount would have encouraged them, or whatever. This, to me, was the greatest Star Trek experience ever created. It is the greatest Star Trek experience ever created. And you can control the original Enterprise or the next generation Enterprise with your friends. And everybody can have a spot on the bridge. So you can be the captain, you can be the engineer, tactical, science, helm. And it is awesome. Now, I started playing this and then immediately stopped. I don't know what it was. I was doing the multiplayer stuff, but still pretty darn good. Rome 2, Emperor's Edition, fantastic stuff. Oh, these aren't available anymore. I have them in my library because I purchased them and I'm allowed to still have them. But this was who would have been producing our game if Asobo hadn't come along. Dovetail Games Flight School. Okay, and Dovetail's Flight Sim World. These people had the Microsoft license to create the Steam version of Flight Simulator X. And then they knocked out Flight Sim World and Flight School. And, I mean, look at it. It's beautiful. If Asobo wouldn't have made it, this is who we would be working with right now on our Microsoft Flight Simulator, Dovetail Games. And this in itself was a masterwork. And it's such a shame that if you don't know the history, they created these two amazing products. The whole world, all the airports, they did basically everything that Asobo did. And then Microsoft pulled the license. And they pulled it from the market. You can't buy this anymore. But if you have it, you're allowed to have it. But it's dead, Jim. And that's a shame. I can only imagine all the people that worked so hard for so many years on getting this set up to be the next Microsoft Flight Simulator. And then you can't even show anybody. And it had all cool missions and a career mode already built into it. Great tutorials. Not too punishing. So those are other things that I can do if you're interested in other games. I haven't finished Baldur's Gate. I haven't played it, even installed it on this new computer yet. I'm sure it's going to look outrageously good on this machine. It looked pretty good on that mid-range Dell. My daughter has had a better computer than me at the time. And I was checking out Baldur's Gate when she was playing it. My gosh. Different level with these newer computers. There's my old Microsoft Flight Simulator X and X-Plane 11. 812 hours, like I was saying last night. 800 hours in X-Plane 11. 457 hours in Flight Simulator X. I wonder how that looks now. I've already forgotten. I'll never say anything bad about X-Plane. They say a lot of bad things about Microsoft Flight Simulator. And, there are people that are diehards over there. They end up trolling a lot and trying to harm, in my opinion, trying to harm the development of Microsoft Flight Simulator. And I think that's a damn shame because, what's his name? Austin, the guy that created X-Plane 11, the genius behind it. I mean, what a great guy. X-Plane is an amazing simulator. And I would never take anything away. But I'd never insult them or speak bad about key or X-plane. But they should do the same with Microsoft and not be such chodes. Their fan base. The world is big enough for two, man. Whatever you need. You know, even Henning, my German friend, right now he's a glider pilot and he's finding another software called Condor is currently better than Microsoft Flight Simulator for what he's trying to learn as a glider pilot. I bet he's going to change his tune when Microsoft Flight Simulator 24 comes out, and he'll come back for all the new glider stuff they're adding into 2024. But right now, yeah. And so some people are like, well, X-plane is better for real world application and testing. Well, then use it. Do they have a nice camp out utility though? No. See, there's a reason to have both of them. Stephen Hawken, yo. Check that up there up in the air. Stephen Hawken, yo. Hilarious. There's my zoom. In a TBM. So it's almost the 20-minute mark. Yeah, it's 4:19. And you know what that means. It's going to be 20 minutes after the hour. And you know what that means. It's time for the 420 smoke break. But with that, I'm going to wrap this up and say thank you so much for tuning in today. It was fun flying around Gunnison and showing you, along with Rentica, showing you guys the... and you say Austin is pretty awesome. Yeah. What a dude. What a dude. So thank you for checking in and checking out Blue Mesa in Colorado today, the largest lake in Colorado. And like I said, he's getting ready to take off. And like I said, chances are I'll be around tonight. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. Didn't get any suggestions, so I don't know. Gonna play it by ear. But chances are I'll be around this evening. And if I'm not doing anything, I'll be checking in on what other people are doing. See if anybody else is live streaming. Might want to just join them tonight. But I will see you tomorrow for our regularly scheduled... Well, it's not regularly scheduled. I don't have a schedule. But I'm trying to get back into doing Monday through Friday Skydude episodes. So I'll figure out something fun to do for tomorrow's episode and throughout the week. So have a great weekend, and I will see you tomorrow. Don't worry, I will return for you soon enough. Rent-A-Cat, you have a good afternoon, and I'll see you soon. Easy, Chupacabra, easy. Calm down.